Thank you, Monsignor Hendricks, for your generous introduction. Thank you, President Symbolic and Ohio Dominican University, for the conferral of an honorary degree. I am very grateful. Bishop Campbell, Monsignor Hendricks, members of the founding order of this institution, the Congregation of Dominican Sisters of Peace, President Symbolic, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, graduates, family members, and guests. It is indeed an honor to share this special day with you. Congratulations to all members of this graduating class. You have come a very long way. Congratulations on your academic achievements, on having overcome obstacles, and in many cases, hardships to get to this day. I'm pleased to share this day with you for many reasons, not the least of which is a strong family connection. My oldest sister, Kathy, upon graduating in 1967 from the Mount Carmel School of Nursing, enrolled here when it was still the College of St. Mary of the Springs. 2 years later, and 1 year after the name change to Ohio Dominican, she obtained a degree in social welfare. For many years, Kathy served as a nurse and a nurse practitioner in health clinics in the inner city of Cleveland, providing care for some of the poorest citizens of our state. A significant portion of Kathy's devotion to assist the poorest among us was nurtured and refined in the classrooms and corridors here at Ohio Dominican. Further deepening our family connection, my wife Sharon, who joins us today, obtained her bachelor's and master's degrees in theology from this institution. She not only treasures the education she received here, but is deeply grateful for the intellectual and faith-filled role models she encountered along the way. For more than 40 years, Sharon has been active in religious education in the Diocese of Columbus. For almost as long, she has been active trying to reform your commencement speaker. Some of life's trials are perpetual. I hope your experience at Ohio Dominican has been as rewarding as my sister's and my wife's. It may be some time before you discover just how rewarding it's been. For more than 100 years, this institution has been committed to building a conscientious, character-based, and inspired graduate in all of its programs. You are a reflection of that commitment, and it is our fondest hope that in the years to come, you will become an ever more luminous reflection of that ideal. Character is not innate. It is instilled in us through the influence, good example, and guidance of those around us. It is our hope that as you go forward on life's journey, you are able to serve as a good influence on all those you encounter, that you will reflect the highest ideals of Ohio Dominican University. There is no ideal greater than the search for truth. During your time here, as you walked across campus, each time you passed Erskine Hall, you were reminded of this ideal because as the motto of the Dominican order, it is etched in stone: to contemplate truth and share with others the fruits of this contemplation. For all of us, there is no challenge more difficult than an honest search for truth. Always and everywhere, in all eras, the search for truth never ends. It is never ending because it is so difficult. One reason it is so difficult is because it must necessarily begin with an honest and proper self-examination. In the old days, this is what we called our examination of conscience. Honest self-examination can lead us to only one place: humility. Each one of us has self-perceptions that are not closely aligned with the perceptions others have of us. Just like when you listen to your voice for the first time on a recording device, you sound much different than you thought you did. The same is true for us as individuals in our daily lives. We very often strike people differently than we think we do. There was good reason the ancient Greeks carved the words, "Know thyself," into the stone entrance of the Temple of Apollo at Delphi. Because truly knowing oneself, the first step in the search for truth, is so difficult and often so painful. It involves recognizing those truths about ourselves that often are not easily reconciled with our own self-image. We live in an age of skepticism, an age of doubt and distrust. For several decades now, surveys have documented declines in public trust in our government, in our elected officials, our corporations, our churches, our most storied institutions. This climate of distrust is widely evident in our literature and our popular culture. In our ever more technological, sophisticated, and fast-paced world, locating the bedrock of reliable truth seems to become ever more challenging. Our popular culture celebrates that which is trendy, fashionable, or hip. It encourages us to see what we want to see and to hear what we want to hear. And yet, we still share a strong human desire to cut through the fog, the spin, and the hype. We crave the authentic, the genuine, the trustworthy. Our conscience, our inner voice, desires the truth. We have just come through a national political campaign for the highest office in our land. It was a campaign largely created by spin doctors on a daily basis, even on a seemingly minute-by-minute basis in this pivotal state. It assaulted our senses with a barrage of half-truths, out-of-context claims, and outright fabrications. We yearn to live on a higher plane, but it requires constant effort. We make progress toward that higher level only painstakingly and incrementally, one act at a time, one conversation at a time, one personal encounter at a time, one sacrifice at a time. We are most effective at influencing others and making a contribution toward the common good when they see that we understand and accept how flawed we are. When they see that we understand that we are, at all times, works in progress and dedicated to self-improvement. When they see that we are more focused on the beam in our own eye rather than the speck in someone else's. That is a fundamental starting point in our search for the truth and in our attempt to live a life that is worth living. Your education here at a High Dominican will prove a success only if your search for the truth, based on your dedication to self-improvement, is never ending. Character is not innate. It is carved slowly and carefully as letters into stone. In fact, the word character itself is derived from the ancient Greek word meaning to inscribe. May each of you have a long life, giving you ample opportunity to carefully etch, to carefully inscribe your character, one act at a time, one encounter at a time, one kindness at a time. In doing so, you will find that you have inspired others to do the same, and just perhaps to change lives in ways you cannot even imagine. In this way, we collectively elevate our society and our nation. May you find happiness, the peace and contentment that comes from a well-lived life, a life that improves the lives of others. That is a High Dominican's fondest wish for you. That is the wish of every person here for you. Congratulations, enjoy this special day, and thank you for your courtesy.